Okay, so once again, welcome back, and we are almost on the second last stop of our journey now. This stop is called the solution evaluation, assessment, and the validation. It means this is the place where actually I'm going to be discussing about the technical things. Okay, so the solution evaluation or evaluation, solution evaluation knowledge area describe that the task that BA need to perform is assess the performance of and the value delivered by the solution. It means what I want to be achieve. I'm assessing that solution that okay, X is the way that I'm assessing that going to be complete that achievement and need to be see the value I'm getting by delivering that solution or not. Little bit on the business part, but yes, we have to be think on that perspective as well. So I can say in this part, perform assess the analyst perform to assess the performance of and value delivered by a solution in a use by enterprise and to recommend the removal of barriers as well. So it means during the implementation, not the implementation, I can say during the solutioning designing part, evaluation part, assessment time, if I'm thinking there is some barriers, there's some constraints where I need a support from the stakeholders, then I have to be raise the flag so that it can be sorted out. Total 5 tasks a BA need to perform here. Number 1 is called the measure solution performance. The first one is that as a business analyst, I have to be start measuring the solution performance. Let's say my customer says, as is, I'm not using any system, but in the 2B, I'm going to be using ServiceNow incident management. Now, if I implement that, how to measure that? It means don't think that okay, BA work, gather the requirement, it's done. BA is responsible till the end to measure the performance as well. Solution performance. I know the performance, solution performance. That is this solution going to be helpful to my stakeholder to achieve and give a potential or give a value which they want to be get from this part. So in this part, the purpose of measure solution performance is to define the performance measure by using the collected data to evaluate the effectiveness of a solution that it brings. It means, Atul, is this step will be only at this place? Truly speaking, no. Whenever you go live, this step play a vital role here. Every time we have to measure that is my customer is able to achieve what they want to be achieved. So second point, performance measure determine the value of newly added or newly deployed solution to the existing solutions. Let's say if I say I want to be travel from X place to Y place, I can go via car, but or I can go via flight. Alright, let's say I can go via car as well. But if I add a flight, is that going to be support or providing any value which my customer want to be achieved? So this second point I have to be take care. And the final, when solution don't have built-in performance measurements, then I as a business analyst need to be sit with my stakeholder and to set the measurement criteria. Remember the planning and monitoring part. The same thing we have to be do here. Improvements areas and here the performance performance measurements area we have to be defined here. Second is analyzing. So now you have a data, you have to be analyze that is my customer achieved what they want to be achieved with this solution. In this, the purpose of this to provide insights of a solution, what value it brings. So in short, if I say in this particular area, I'm dealing about the values. It can be monetary, it can be quality, it can be quantity as well. But it's all about the value I'm going to be find out here. Okay, the performance measure themselves really trigger a decision that bring a value here. And also for a meaningful analyzing the performance measure, we need a throughout understanding of the potential value that stakeholder hope to achieve in the solution. So what happened in the practical life, the day one when we discuss, stakeholders I want to be achieve this thing. The time we have solution ready, the mindset, the thoughts, the process, the situation, the conditions can get be changed. Even the value can get be changed as well, which is not a right thing, but still it gets changed. So it is important when you're analyzing the performance measure, you have to make sure that the stakeholder should have a throughout understanding of the business so that they can know or they can analyze that what value it's bringing to us. Okay, and in this area you can use the KPIs. Specifically, you can use the level of risk of the solution. Maybe if this solution reduce my risk as well, it's achievement for me, it's a value achievement for me. Okay, or in the perspective of the tolerance of the both stakeholder and the enterprise, risk tolerance of the both stakeholder and the enterprise level. So multiple ways you can do it. So and here you can go back and check your risk register as well. What has been this? Why this solution I am able to achieve that or mitigate that part or not. The third one says assess solution limitation. We as a business analyst cannot, or I can say not 100% do the assessment. So there are some limitation. Like again the same example, if someone says, are you okay to come with us? I said, what this mean? Neither it's yes, neither it's no. So here we have to be assess the solution limitation as well. That means void, it's null, no voting, nothing has been considered here. So in this particular task, what business analysts need to be do, the purpose of solution assess solution limitation is to determine the factor internal to the solution that exceeds the full realization of the value. Unless the full solution is not implemented, I cannot realize the value. Like companies says, organization says that by 2025 I will be giving this much saving. So if half solution has been implemented now, it doesn't mean that they can get the full value. They had to wait by that particular time period. Only then they can assess it. But second thing, assessing solution limitation, identify the root cause of underperforming or I can say ineffective solutions as well. I'm not able to get the value from this particular solution. It means it is ineffective for me. It's not serving any value to me. Maybe due to the reason that until the full solution is implemented, I cannot use it or I cannot realize the value. So that's again difficult, but definitely yes, as a business analyst, I have to document these limitations as well. So that tomorrow, if my performance measurement has been done, I can put that, guys, this thing I already told you, and we have to be clear on that particular part here. The fourth one, which is we need to do, assess enterprise limitation. So now the two things is coming. One is on the solution level. Second is on the enterprise level. That is on the business level. It is important. The purpose of assess enterprise limitation is to determine how factors externally impacting or restricting my value. Solution may operate across various organizations. Maybe the thing or the solution which I'm implementing, it's not only for one department, it's for the multiple departments. One is using 100%, one is using just 5 or 7%. It is the enterprise level limitation. So I cannot say that if everybody is not using up to the mark, I cannot achieve that value. I cannot calculate that value. Okay. And the last, it's also depend in this particular area. It is important that the stakeholder interest and the reporting structure as well. If I pick up example here, why CSGM come into the picture? Because the different stakeholders from the different domains want a standard way of reporting, and it came into that particular part. So maybe in HR department, if I implement ServiceNow, they're using ServiceNow, but the reporting structure is little different. In the same finance is using, but they are using some different structure. So it means I cannot make it standard and cannot do the assessment here. So better I should put this as a limitation. So in short, if I can say, you have to put minus, or you have to put the assumptions, or you have to put constraints, you have to put restrictions very clearly when you are calculating the value of that particular solution, or you're doing the valuation of that particular solution or the assessment part here. Okay, and the last, that is recommend action to increase the solution value. Very much important here. Means after doing this measurement, I get measurement parameters, I analyze my performance, and I find out the limitation. Now the question comes, as a business analyst, how you can recommend so that solution value should be increased. Maybe more training is required, maybe more I can say information or more presence or more publicity need to be done on the organization level, on the department level, on the user level so that people start using that particular tool. So few things which I recommended here is that number one, the various tasks of solution evaluation knowledge area help to measure, analyze, and determine the cause of unacceptable solution. Maybe you can go for the audits and then you can find out that why a user or why the solution is not able to achieve the value. So this is the one of the reason. Maybe there are some long-term effects as well, which you cannot evaluate now. But if you start using, then you can see the long-term benefits in the later on. So this may include some recommendation to adjust the organization to allow maximum solution performance and value realization. So there are the multiple things which we can use here to go for the assessment part. Let me try to build these things into in the now create, and we'll see something there. Okay, so let's come here. So we are on this part. Let me close this thing here and let me take my video on that. Yeah. Okay, so now what we are discussing here is this thing. Yep. Measure solution performance, limitation, and recommended one. So what I can say here, the governance which we put, now we can use that governance to get some data. Maybe I can say if I go to the project monitoring and the controlling part, even though we already have these things, actual budget and all the things will be there. But if you see, this particular part is here as well. Let's say, okay, did we get something new? Not new. Let me see. Enable create value and enable value. And operational value governance, I can say. Let's see what it's be giving. So it says that transfer value management responsibility from project to the business operation, because now you want to be evaluate, you want to do the assessment. So to do this part, you can use the value management plan here or the dashboards here. Maybe let me come back here and let's say, can we get something on the create value or the transition value? Can we get something here? So hand over the new value. So hand over to the now value and validate phase. Again, same thing. So you had to prepare a value management plan, that how I can get the value and how I can calculate the value. Then you can do this part. Let me try to come back here. Let's see if something more we can do it here as part of our discussion, which says limitations kind of things. Let me put here, and this one, manage, monitor and technical part, update architecture, deployed, execute sprints. Maybe I can say something, you can put here, execute communication. Let's see, conduct awareness roadshows. Like this is one. Two, if I say this part, recommending solution part, so this is one of the things we can do. Training materials we can use. Execute communication according to the plans. So pre-plans and the benchmark surveys. So these things are required to do in this particular part. How a business analyst can recommend if you don't have these things on the place. So these are the few things which you can pick up, you can relate here, and let me see if I can something here as well. You can define the RASI model definitely, and operational documents we see, transfer approach we can define here. Okay, so let's take a break again and let's connect on the last station after that. Thank you. Bye-bye.